The ANC Free State's 9th elective conference is finally underway in Bloemfontein following major delays this morning. Yesterday's registration had to be halted after disgruntled members disrupted proceedings. But the spotlight is on who will emerge victorious. As you'll remember, the Free State province has been operating on an interim structure. eNCA senior reporter Siphamandla Goge is on the ground covering the ANC proceedings for us, and he joins us now. Siphamandla, thank you for joining us once again. You have been covering this story throughout the day. Just give us the latest updates. We know that there was many delays this morning, but finally there has been progress. What's the latest?
The latest is that the ANC branch delegates who are attending the 9th provincial conference of the governing party in the Free State are still locked in a plenary hall. There is a session underway. It's a closed session. They are deliberating on the credentials report that has been presented. What do we mean by that report? It's simply a situation and the case whereby ANC branch delegates together with the conference steering committee will go through a list of branch delegates that are attending this conference. Who are the voting delegates, non-voting delegates, the leagues of the governing ANC, ANC Youth League, ANC Veterans League, ANC Women's League, invited guests who has a right to vote. So they are going through that report as we speak. It's expected to take a couple of hours, and once they've decided to adopt that report after debating that report, they will then move on to the next stage, which will be the nomination process and the election of the officials of the ANC in the province. That process will be led by an elections agency that will be conducting the elections. After they have voted for the officials of the ANC, there will be a nomination and voting process for additional members of the provincial executive committee. So that's where we are in terms of this conference, which was officially opened by the national chairperson of the ANC, Mr. Kwere Mantashe, around 11 a.m. And then there were reports that were presented, one of those being the organizational report, the political report, followed by the financial report. After that, there was a lunch break. Now delegates have gone back inside the plenary hall. They are discussing the credentials report. We do not know how long it will take. Usually the conferences of the ANC will go on for hours and discussing and debating issues of the credentials report. If my memory serves me well, and based on the conferences of the ANC that I've covered, I'm talking about provincial conferences, it's only in Limpopo and KwaZulu-Natal where they were able to adopt credentials within a short period of time. In other instances, including the Eastern Cape Provincial Conference, it took more than a day when they were fighting and debating over credentials. We don't know how long it will take here. It's been going on for about 2 hours now. We expect that maybe it will go on for a couple of hours. After that, the most important aspect that many people are looking forward to, which is the nomination and election of the officials. Initially, there were reports that there are 6 candidates vying for the top position of the provincial chairperson of the ANC in the Free State. They include Mkolisi Dugwana, Vusi Chabalala, Sisinto Mbela, and as well as former Mangaung Metro Mayor Thabo Manyoni. So that is the position that is keenly watched, and we move to the position of the provincial secretary there, Nopaseka Nompondo, or rather Paseka Nompondo, who used to be the provincial secretary of the ANC in the Free State, is one of the candidates tipped to vie for that position. Sakim Fukengi, also former Youth League leader, also tipped there. There is also Puledisho Motsweneng, who had indicated that he was going to contest for that position. So those are the names that have been touted and thrown around for now.
Siphamandla, earlier we heard that various reports were also tabled, the organizational report. The financial report was meant to come as well. Has that been tabled as yet? What are those details?
Indeed. Well, the organizational report and the political report, they paint a picture of an organization that is in serious trouble here in the Free State. It's not surprising, though, because if you take into account that the president of the ANC himself, Mr. Cyril Matamela Ramaphosa, has considered that ANC structures in this province are non-functional. The branches of the ANC, according to their president, they only get revived when it's time to prepare for branch general meetings. leading up to regional conferences and the provincial conference as well as national conferences of the ANC, be it national policy conference or the national conference itself. So the structures of the ANC in this province, according to the organizational report, they need to be revived. They are not in good standing. That's not something new. Remember, this is an organization that has asked for its former leaders' intervention to assist it with reviving and continuing with unity and renewal project. I'm talking about the intervention of former President Thabo Mbeki, former Deputy President Kgalema Motlanthe, their national chairperson Mr. Gwere Mantashe, their current president Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa himself has been trying to intervene in this province to get the structures of the ANC going. So the financial report is a very confidential report. It was delivered in a closed session. We don't know the details of that report, but suffice to say it's a report that paints a bleak picture about the finances of the ANC in the province. That will be in line with the finances of the ANC nationally. Remember, this is an organization that has been struggling to pay its own workers, even though the argument will be a number of provinces of the ANC have been able to pay for their staff members. They've been able to honor their financial commitments, but that is not to say they do not have financial challenges. Overall, the ANC is a broke organization. Many people are reluctant to fund it. It has cited a number of reasons why that financial support is dwindling, and during the January 8th statement celebrations, they cited the fact that many people are reluctant to fund them. They need to come up with creative ways of raising money. So that financial report has been tabled, but the contents will be private and confidential. However, the organizational report and political report are very clear that something needs to be done urgently to revive the dying structures of the ANC in the Free State.
Siphamandla, just lastly, you briefly mentioned the serious governance issues in that province, and it's an interesting contrast because the Free State province was the leading province when it came to the matric results, yet there are serious issues with regards to governance in that province. Talk us through what some of those vital issues are that need to be tackled immediately.
Interestingly, you're mentioning the issue of the matric results and the Free State being the #1 province in terms of the matric pass rate. They've been doing very well for a number of years now, and that's something that the ANC national chairperson, Mr. Gwere Mantashe, said the ANC-led government in this province must be proud of that achievement, because apart from that, Mr. Mantashe says there is no provincial government in this province, there is no local government in this province. He's basing his criticism on the fact that the ANC-led government has been struggling in terms of basic service provision, saying many people expect that the ANC-led government will assist them with service delivery, but they've been found wanting in most cases. Let's just drill down to the local government sphere here in the Free State. You get a very shocking picture that not even a single municipality has been able to get a clean audit outcome. The Auditor General has been auditing all the municipalities here, but it would appear that they are struggling just getting a clean audit. It's something that Mr. Mantashe raised when he opened this 9th Provincial Conference of the ANC in the province. Just move then to the Mangaung Metro, the only metro in this province. It's been struggling with a simple thing of refuse collection in and around the metro. The issue of the potholes when you drive around Bloemfontein, you go to Bujabelo, where the current Secretary General of the ANC, Mr. Fikile Mbalula, is from. That area still uses a bucket system. You go to the second biggest municipality, which is Velkom, there is issue of sewer spillage. ANC President Mr. Ramaphosa visited Velkom on a number of occasions during his Letsima campaigns about 2 or 3 months ago. He was told about those service delivery issues and challenges. He promised to come back and to get the provincial government to deal with those issues, but nothing has happened. It would appear that ANC leaders only come to the Free State to make commitments and promises that they are unable to keep. They were here on the 8th of January celebrating their January 8th statement here. The celebrations were here turning 111. They made all sorts of promises, but after they left, if you drive around Mangaung Metro, the situation remains the same. So Mr. Mantashe is saying the leadership that will be elected by this conference needs to focus on its deployees that are deployed to government to make sure that they speed up service delivery for the people of the Free State.
Indeed. Well, we're going to leave it there for now. Siphamandla Goge, our senior reporter, thank you very much for the update, coming to us live from Bloemfontein in the Free State, where the ANC's Free State Elective Conference is currently underway.